Hey y'all! Today we're spilling the beans. We're tackling a question that's plagued gardeners for generations: bush beans versus pole beans. Choosing the right bean can feel as daunting as picking paint colors for a whole house. But don't worry, we're here to break it down and make it as easy as pie. Whether you're dreaming of overflowing baskets of fresh green beans or just want a simple side dish for your next family dinner, we've got you covered. We'll walk you through the pros and cons of each type, share some tried-and-true gardening tips, and help you decide which bean deserves a spot in your garden. So grab your gardening gloves and a glass of sweet tea. Now, let's dive a little deeper into the world of green beans. First up, bush beans. These compact plants are perfect for small gardens or even container gardening. They don't require any support, making them a low-maintenance option for busy gardeners. Bush beans tend to produce all their beans in a short period, which is great if you want to do a big harvest all at once. They're also known for their tender texture and delicious flavor. On the other hand, we have pole beans. These climbers need a bit more space and some kind of support, like a trellis or a pole, to grow on. But the extra effort is worth it because pole beans keep producing beans throughout the growing season. Pole beans are known for their long, slender pods and can often be more productive than bush beans. They also tend to have a slightly different flavor, which some gardeners prefer. So, how do you choose between bush beans and pole beans? It really comes down to your gardening style and what you want from your bean plants. If you have limited space or prefer a one-time harvest, bush beans might be the way to go. But if you have the space and don't mind setting up some supports, pole beans can provide a continuous harvest and add a vertical element to your garden. And remember, you don't have to choose just one. Many gardeners grow both types to enjoy the benefits of each. You can plant bush beans for an early, concentrated harvest and pole beans for a steady supply of fresh beans all season long. So whether you're a seasoned gardener or just starting out, there's a green bean variety that's perfect for you. Experiment with both types and see which one you prefer. I like to grow both. I harvest the bush beans and can or freeze them. Then I'll harvest the pole beans for fresh eating all season. Now, bush beans are like the starter home of the bean world. These little green gems are perfect for anyone looking to dip their toes into the world of gardening. They're perfect for beginners or anyone short on space. Whether you have a sprawling backyard or just a tiny patch of soil, bush beans can fit right in. Why are bush beans so darn likable? What makes them stand out in the vast world of vegetables? Well, bush beans are the definition of easy peasy. They are incredibly low maintenance and forgiving, making them a favorite among both novice and experienced gardeners. They grow into compact little bushes, hence the name, and don't need any fancy trellises or supports. This means you don't have to worry about setting up elaborate structures or dealing with unruly vines. Just plant, water, and watch them grow. It's almost like magic. From the moment you plant the seeds, you'll be amazed at how quickly they sprout and start to flourish. And because they mature quickly, you can enjoy one big harvest of the season. Talk about instant gratification. Imagine the joy of picking fresh beans every few weeks. Plus, their smaller size makes them ideal for containers on patios or balconies. Even if you live in an apartment, you can still enjoy the pleasure of homegrown beans. No sprawling vines taking over your garden, just rows of tidy, productive plants. What's not to love? They fit seamlessly into any garden design, adding both beauty and functionality. And let's not forget the beautiful flowers they produce before turning into beans. These delicate blossoms add a touch of elegance to your garden. Imagine serving a meal to your family with beans you grew yourself. The satisfaction and pride that come with it are unparalleled. It's also a fantastic way to get kids involved in gardening. Planting, watering, and watching the beans grow can be a fun and educational activity for the whole family. And the versatility of bush beans in the kitchen is another reason to love them. From salads to stir-fries, soups to side dishes, they can be used in a multitude of recipes. Plus, they're packed with nutrients. Bush beans are a great source of vitamins A, C, and K, as well as fiber and protein. Growing them means you have a fresh, healthy food source right at your fingertips. They are a fantastic addition to any garden. Their ease of growth, quick harvest time, and versatility make them a top choice for anyone looking to grow their own food. And don't forget, growing bush beans can also be a way to connect with your community. Sharing your harvest with neighbors can foster a sense of camaraderie and goodwill. So, if you're looking for a compact, convenient, and rewarding crop, look no further than bush beans. They're the perfect plant to start your gardening journey or to add to your existing garden. With their ease of care, quick growth, and bountiful harvests, bush beans truly are a gardener's best friend. Now, before you run out and buy all the bush bean seeds, let's chat about a couple of downsides. Don't worry, it's nothing a little gardening know-how can't handle. One thing to keep in mind is that bush beans don't produce as many beans as their pole bean cousins. They give you one big harvest and then they're done. And because they grow close to the ground, you'll want to keep an eye out for pests and diseases. But hey, that's all part of the gardening adventure, right? Pole beans, reaching for the sky and your plate. Next up, we've got pole beans. These are not just any beans, they are the climbers of the garden world, reaching for the sky and filling your plate with their bounty. These climbing wonders are like the rambling farmhouse of the garden, full of charm and character. They add a vertical element to your garden, making use of space that would otherwise go unused. What makes pole beans so special? Why should every gardener consider adding them to their garden? Pole beans are the overachievers of the bean world. They are incredibly prolific and can produce beans all season long, providing a continuous harvest. They just keep on producing all season long. This means you can enjoy fresh beans from your garden for months rather than just a few weeks. And since they grow vertically, you get a much higher yield per plant. This is especially beneficial for those with limited garden space, as you can grow more beans in a smaller area. Plus, they're like a living green screen. They can provide privacy and shade, making your garden a more enjoyable place to relax. You can grow them up trellises, fences, or even teepees for a whimsical touch in your garden. This not only looks beautiful, but also makes harvesting easier. The kids will love it. They can play around the teepees and learn about gardening in a fun and interactive way. It's a great way to get them involved in growing their own food. And let's not forget the culinary benefits. Pole beans are versatile in the kitchen. You can steam, sauté, or even pickle them for a delicious treat. They are a nutritious addition to any meal, packed with vitamins and minerals. Your family will love the fresh, homegrown taste. Planting pole beans is easy too. Just sow the seeds directly into the soil after the last frost, and watch them grow. They thrive in well-drained soil and full sun. With a little care and attention, you'll have a bountiful harvest in no time. So why not give pole beans a try in your garden this season? You'll be rewarded with delicious homegrown beans that you can enjoy all season long. Pole bean predicaments, a few strings attached. Now, pole beans do require a bit more planning and effort up front, but don't let that deter you. But trust me, the rewards are absolutely worth it. You'll need to provide sturdy support for those eager climbers, as they grow quite tall. A simple trellis or fence will do the trick just fine. And because they take a bit longer to mature, you'll need to be patient for that first harvest. But once those beans start coming in, you'll be swimming in fresh, delicious goodness ready to enjoy. Been there, done that. Tips for a bountiful harvest. Whether you choose bush beans or pole beans, here are a few tips to help you grow the best darn beans in the neighborhood. First things first, beans love well-drained soil. So make sure you amend your soil with compost or other organic matter. And don't forget to give them a good drink of water, especially during dry spells. A layer of mulch around your plants will help retain moisture and keep those pesky weeds at bay. And when it comes to harvesting, pick those beans regularly to encourage more growth. The verdict. Which bean reigns supreme? So, now that we've had the ultimate green bean showdown, the best bean for you depends on your individual needs and garden space. If you're short on space or want a quick and easy harvest, go for bush beans. But if you've got the room and want a bountiful all-season harvest, pole beans are the way to go. No matter which bean you choose, you're guaranteed to enjoy the fruits, or should we say, pods, of your labor. Happy gardening!